Order the board meeting for January 13th at 6:30 p.m. right on the dot. I guess we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have any changes or additions to the agenda? Okay. I guess I'll ask for somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes of December 9th.
So moved.
John made the motion. Any discussion? Changes? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's unanimous. Up next, do we have any public participation, either in person or online? No. Okay. And we're on to the administrative report.
All right, Larry, if you want to go ahead and start off, you can start off with our financials, and then I will take over from there.
Okay, do you want me to do financials then right into the budget one sheet?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, so let me share my screen and right here. Okay, so this is the financials for FY26 second quarter. So this is your revenue, and I'm forecasting we're going to get all the revenue we forecast. So there's not much you would expect to see there. If you look at, this is account expenditures by account summary. This is breaking out to the larger categories. So you have like salary, employee benefits, purchase property, everything looks in line. And you can see the variance being 391,000 to the black for total expenditures. If you go into more detail, that's where it breaks out the summaries by detail, where you can, so instead of salaries, you can see teacher salaries, paraeducator salaries, and so on and so forth. And if you scroll down, you can see that basically your variance is because your tuition so far is under budgeted. I'm sorry, over budgeted, slightly over budgeted. So if you go down to where we are, you have a revenue forecast and projected surplus of $300,000. Do not expect that surplus. It could be slightly higher, slightly lower. We're only midway through the year. There could be a lot of changes, but right now things look good. We're within the budget. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, with no questions, I'm moving on now to the budget one sheet, which we talked about at the last meeting. You wanted to see a draft. And basically what I'd like tonight is if there's any changes, administration has already seen this. So it's just a question if this pleases the board before we get it printed up and given to the school to do whatever we do. But basically, this is the one sheet. So this is the first page, and there's a back page. I'll show you the first page first. It shows some of the stuff that's out of the budget book. You can see that 42% of the budget is your local K-8 budget. Roughly a quarter of your budget is tuition, and roughly another quarter-ish is the SU. Almost 20% being special ed, non-special ed being less than 10%, early childhood being 2%, and SU food services 1%. We go down the operating budget. This is the expenditures. These are the weighted pupils, what we call LTWAM. This was just updated, so when I have the final numbers, this is not quite ready for prime time yet. That's why we're showing it here before we print it. The most important thing, I think, particularly from Weathersfield's situation, is the primary drivers. What the BAC did.
You're breaking up a little bit, Larry. Sure.
Okay, this includes everything that the BAC did for budget drivers. It I just didn't include the 0.5-ish% of miscellaneous. So as you can see, the budget drivers are mostly special ed, followed by tuition, and then your benefits and salary increases, salaries and benefits. So that shows the budget drivers year over year, the red being next year, the gray being this year. I also showed the historical tax comparison at Weathersfield, where you see that there was a tax decrease in fiscal year 23 and 24. There was a pretty big tax increase in 25, a small, almost a 1% tax increase in 26, and then this year's projected tax increase for next year. And when you take that line graph and you average it out over 5 fiscal years, it's an average 3.8% increase over the last 5 fiscal years. Over on the right-hand side, we have a simple tax change for a $100,000 house, which would be a 31% increase in the tax rate or $300 increase in annual taxes due. This estimate, and I put the note here, and I'm just going to read it out loud. This estimate does not include the Vermont Income Sensitivity Program or the proposed $75 million buy down by the governor. Of course, that won't happen until May or June. On the back side is basically voting information. We have the informational town meeting, the voting day, how to register to vote, and then we have the article. And this is, again, being looked at by the lawyers. We're not, we feel pretty confident that this is what the article will be, but we're just waiting for the lawyer to sign off on it when Christine comes back. But this explains what the $9.9 million means. It explains that 13.24% reflects an increase in the per pupil education spending cost. For clarification, the budget increase is 11.9%. Vermont uses weighted pupils, which we talk about for pre-kindergarten, secondary school students, et cetera, And then down here, the QR code it's not live yet, but when it's posted on inside of a, or shared on social media, if you put your phone up to that QR code, it'll open up the FY27 budget book. So
Larry,
that's the one sheet. Go ahead.
Can you go back down to the part where it talks about the town meeting?
Yep.
Right there. Can we put the time in there when the town meeting is as well?
Yep.
I just noticed that.
And maybe
Okay.
even the voting hours. 'cause I
Yeah,
know
the
that's a
voting
big
hours
one.
too.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to put the
Okay.
year. I know it's 2026, but I think it's important to put the year on there too.
Okay. We'll do.
Just hours, there's a lot of questions with that, because I know the election hours are different, like when we have
It's
yeah, so,
national election
Right.
versus this one.
so it'd be important for that.
And then, if you scroll back up just a little bit to, like to the bottom half, yeah, right about a little lower. If we can make that, I don't know if there's some way to make the average increase, the average 3 point, whatever it is, I can't read it from here, increase. Make that bolder, make that bigger, but I would just make that a little more, because I think that that's important for people to know, because a lot of people have been complaining to me that we had a 10% increase this year and now a 15% increase this year. They feel like we're on a bad, like, that it's unsustainable, but it's kind of just that we're getting caught up. And I think it's important to show that.
Okay, I'm just making little notes here for myself because I'm on a computer. So add date, add year, and times for the 2 events on the back. And then
just punch up the.
call out. I'll say call out the 3.8% somehow. Yeah. Is there any other changes you would like to see before we finalize this?
I think it looks good. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we use
Go ahead.
something similar for the mailer, I guess. We just have to rearrange the back a little bit to put on a little panel that needs to be on there.
Yes.
There seemed to be plenty of room on the back
Yeah.
side.
There's a little more room on the back, yes.
Yeah.
The front is chock full.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, thank you very much. Although we would need to, I think, find a way to make it black and white, because
No.
Yeah.
We need to go all the way.
We got caught. We can talk about the flyer too.
Yeah.
If you want to, we can jump ahead if that's
Let's
okay.
do
if you
that,
want
yeah.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
While we're on it. So on the back side, the back page of all of your packets, the last page, there is the printing costs. So the every door direct fee for the post office is $524. That's gonna hit 2,200 Weathersfield registered voters. Say that 3 times fast. We were thinking that 6.5 by 9, because I think it's a good size to go into a mailbox. And we can
The
scoop-
double,
And the double sided, yeah. And I think we should
Yeah,
do
definitely.
color.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a little bit more money, but I think it's gonna make that much more of a pop in the grand scheme of things.
With those
My
graphs and
yeah,
everything.
it makes a difference.
Yeah, it definitely does.
How, I'd like to actually physically see that reduced to
I
6.5 by 9, just to make sure that there's
That's
not
right.
print on it that's
Yeah.
unreadable
Sure.
at that size.
So I've been in conversations with Mike Stankovic
Uh-huh.
from Doolittle's, and they're willing to work with us on that. So he can come up with a mock-up and let
Uh-huh.
us look at the proof before that goes out. I mean,
Yeah,
like, he's
good.
ready to go.
Uh-huh.
And if, when we approve all of this information,
Yeah.
I can send him that flyer and say, this is what we want.
Uh-huh.
We might cut out some of the pictures or something like that, or maybe, he'll just adjust the size.
Okay. Sounds
I'd
good.
recommend that, if we're actually gonna go ahead with this, that we authorize the chair to make that decision if it's legible, if we gotta go bigger.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I might deputize you since I'm not around during the day. Would you mind being deputized to make sure it's readable? Or you want me to, I can do it. But that just, it would have to be after hours for me, or you do it, okay.
So when do we expect we want this out in the mail? Should we be discussing that now or?
So when, is there early vote, or is there mail voting? I don't know, when does that start? I think we wanna get this out
Prior to that.
prior to that.
Yeah,
Maybe check on, if you can,
So-
BJ, on that date, like when they
absentee
have to have
voting.
their ballots back in, so that we can be ahead of that.
Or you can send it out for, yes.
Right, no, yeah, they have to send that, yes.
Yeah, and we're really running out of time.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
midway through the month, and
So after today, you're gonna let them know.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
when
Like,
Larry says
we'll get it
that
next
these are
week.
concrete,
Oh,
and says,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a go,
uh-huh,
he'll send me that flyer.
uh-huh,
And then I'll send that flyer on to Doolittle.
Yep.
And when the warning gets posted, that'll go to, Chloe, and she will send that to the printers. She's in charge of that. We're just
oh,
charged
okay.
the warning,
okay,
sending that out. So when those are all finalized, it's immediately done. Like, I take it right down to Chloe, and it's time sensitive, so we wanna get that done and off our plate.
Mhm.
And so it should be happening within days.
and we all
Is
should
mine.
have received today, and, to sign it, so, yeah, to sign the warrant.
Larry would have the better time limit on that.
And then Larry, how
Yeah,
is the,
go- sorry.
how's the budget book coming for printing?
It's coming along. BJ, when's the drop? I hate to use the word, drop dead date for getting into the printers.
It really is next week, Larry, middle of
Okay.
next week.
So, all right, so it's, getting all the minutes from Lori for, and the previous warning, the voting results, et cetera, et cetera. So I feel very comfortable I can get everything by next week. So things are moving along. I'm double checking everything. I'm triple checking everything.
Are we able to
Um,
condense it from the way it was last year? Because I know we had quite the cost overrun with printing last year.
Yeah, I mean, Weathersfield was the only school district that did condense it. We can do it. So my plan is to do the SU plus the SU financials and then Weathersfield School District. But if you guys want to do what you did last year, which my memory is, you did just the SU reports and then the Weathersfield financials with all the Weathersfield information, then I'll do it any way you want. That's the great thing about this budget book is I can give it to you any way you want.
So how are other districts doing it?
The other districts, so like, for example, Heartland and Mount Escutney, they do the SU as it's presented, and then they include the Mount Escutney School District information, that Mount Escutney School District section, and then Heartland has the SU section plus the Heartland section. We don't obviously give the Weathersfield section to Heartland and vice
Yeah.
versa. But the
so
SU was
they're
included
doing
in
all
everything.
these pages with like, I mean, this has like 3 pictures on it. Like, I think this sort of thing could be condensed.
Yeah, so like here's Mount Scottney's, for example, right here. It topped off at 109 pages. But again, there's no town report stuff. This is just one school district.
Yeah. 'Cause I think usually in the town report, we have like, maybe 20, 30 pages. Now last year we had almost double that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We were notified that the cost is going up again this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I just would like to try to condense things as much as possible. Like here on the table of contents, like one item ran over onto another page. I mean, that, all the pages add up in cost. So if Christine's letter could be reduced to 1 page.
Yeah, see on here, it is 1 page. I don't know why.
Pictures, like, I don't think we actually, I don't know, we can make them much smaller or not at all.
It's 1 page on.
Okay, so
Christine's
that's
is 1 page.
Okay.
I can keep more of an eye on it. Like I said, like the leadership team, yeah, I could probably condense that.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty much 1 page per. The CIA team ran over last year. I think that letter will be 1 page this year. I get a PDF printout of everything. So if you want to stick with what you did last year, I guess what I'm trying to say is, let me put it this way. Christine and I talked about this, and the principals have talked about it, where Mount Scottney School District is at an advantage because they are a school district. There's no town associated with them, so they just go and do it themselves, and then they pay for it, and it's 109 pages. There's no extra town stuff in here. We could do the same thing. I'm not suggesting we do it, but you could do the same thing, and then the town would have their town report, and then there'd be the school district budget book, and then you could control everything. But if you want to keep it the way it is and work with the town, by all means, if that works for Weathersfield, do
So
that.
then the town would want our stuff in there. That's what they want.
Yeah, no, I think we'll just keep it the way it is.
And am I correct in hearing that we don't provide the SU financials in that printed version?
Last year we were told to cut it.
Thought you were told to cut it last year.
Yes.
I disagree with doing that this year.
I think the way it was presented, I think the way it was broken down, you can do it by 3 different ways, 4 different ways, so many ways, like by expenditures, by the line, by account summary. And I think it's the way we break it down. It's really gonna be.
Yeah, and I think
I think we have to provide every bit of information possible to our voters so they can make the right decision. I don't think
they're
we,
leaving stuff out. It looks like you're hiding something.
Absolutely.
Well, and the whole point is we've been pressing the SU as a whole to provide these numbers and be transparent, and then we're not presenting it into the final book. I mean, that is a.
We were told that it cost too much money, and I totally agree with everything the board members have said.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a $9.5 million budget. What are we really talking about here?
Right.
So you're saying you agree that it's cost too much to print all that, or
No,
you're
I'm saying
We need it in there.
I'm saying it's a fiscal transparency would require.
I thought we
Some of
just
it's kinda-
condensed some, and then I thought we went black and white, not color.
Yeah, we went black and white,
I don't
not color.
remember
We
not
don't,
doing.
like, if these graphs the graphs aren't
I thought we had it.
necessary, I don't think.
We had like a summary that, it
It was
really
still
wasn't
pretty big.
detailed.
Yeah,
It was still.
I remember.
I think we need to provide the
You wanna go grab one?
Get rid of some of these
Here,
pictures.
sorry.
Nobody is going to look at.
Yeah.
So
They also can't say that they don't have the information to make an informed vote.
It's also online though.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think like this.
However,
is where
there's
that
a lot of
balance
people in
needs to be
town
reached. It's a
here
little
that aren't going to go online and read that book.
bit-
I can tell you, old folks love their book. They take it with them to the meeting. They go to the game with this book. So
And I
it needs to
love
be
that.
there.
But I just think, so like that, like things like this in black and white is not needed. Just take this whole thing out, because it's all repeated here.
I
People can
agree.
just read that. and
I
that
don't
can
know.
be one page.
I don't know what this is. What is this?
So it's expenditures by function.
Okay.
The graph.
She's saying like the graphs, like obviously when it's live on the book, it's great because you can put your cursor over it and it shows all those numbers, Larry, but in the book, she's saying, it's not, it doesn't move when you do that.
Yeah, and it's in black and white, that's, a lot of these graphs they're pointless in black and white. So
Yeah, I think,
it's- I think to delete those out of there and not, and just have the numbers.
okay. So no graphs, take all the charts out and just have the spreadsheets, basically.
Yeah,
But except for in a previous meeting,
well, we do
we
want
went
that
all
one,
out for making a graph that
we do want that
is
one graph.
focal point
We
of it.
do want
I
that
don't,
one graph, but
I think that we don't get rid of anything in this cycle. It's gonna be rough.
There's last year.
this in black and white doesn't make any sense.
People like graphs.
Can I see that?
I think it's important to know, I agree with you, Anne Marie, that it is black and white, it's grayscale, it's not ideal. I totally agree, you're 100% right. And I'm working with the company on fixing that. Obviously, they're not there yet. That being said, I think if you look at expenditures by function summary, for example, this page, I'm looking at last year's SU, it does show, it shows the pie chart, and it says direct instruction is 55%. So it does show that the 50, like if you look at the pie chart, a person would understand that transportation, even though they can't discern it within the pie chart, if they look down, it says student transportation is 11%. I think that's helpful. I think what's not helpful is the bar charts. Those are less helpful.
Right.
So
I mean,
I can work on it.
Just anything that doesn't show up like the dollar thing.
Yeah, that's a little.
If there's some way to do that,
Yep.
The dollar thing will be in the flyer.
yeah,
Right,
that's on the
right,
flyer,
right.
so we don't need it in the.
The flyer's gotta
Come
be
on
colored
here.
to me, that's a, no.
Yeah.
Okay. I will work on it with BJ and Brian, and we will go back and forth over the end of this week into next week, and make sure you guys get it in any way you want it, and in a cost sensitive way to try to take out some of the fluff, but try to keep like all the other stuff.
So this is 109 pages plus whatever is.
No. I'm not being clear.
That was Mount.
Mount Scottney School District they have their own book, and it's only the book. There's no town stuff. And that one is SU and Mount Scottney School District. It's 109 pages. It's not that expensive to do this. I don't know how many they're printing compared to Weathersfield for the size of their budget. I mean, it's a $16 million budget, and we're talking about a couple $1,000s. Like, I know that's a lot of money, but it's less than 1%. It's less than 1/2 for a transparent budget book from soup to nuts.
Does Mount Scottney mail out their booklets to every voter?
They do not.
That's part of our
They
policy.
put it.
We mail it out
Yeah.
to every single voter.
Yeah, they put it
That's
out
what
in the
we're taking a
post
look at.
office, and it's up for the people coming to go to the post office or the town hall to pick it up.
And that's not the case here. So
Are
a
we
large amount of
sharing the
our,
cost with the town?
we do
Like,
share
how
the
does
cost
this
of the
work?
town, but the cost has
okay.
gone up again.
Yeah.
So it's pretty significant this year. How much is,
I thought she said 18,000. Holy, for
Yeah,
start to finish.
I believe it.
yeah, so our
And
$4.
our cost is 50% of that?
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
In the past.
And where does this come from? What item in our budget?
It's
Or
on,
did you guys have?
Oh,
it's on, I don't know.
6,000?
So it's
So what
still-
is our budget for?
6,000.
Oh, it is, okay.
Yeah.
So it's still that cutting out all the SU last year?
Last year was
We
less
took that out.
expensive.
There's a lot of pictures in there, we could really
Yeah.
shrink down.
Yeah, like here's if you look at page 23, where there's just a picture of these kids and it says organizational information. And then on the next page, it's like 2 blank half pages. Those could have been combined onto one page. If we even need that at all, half of it's not even visible.
So it sounds
This could probably be condensed into one, that could be.
Anne Marie, do you just wanna do you need help? Should we do a separate meeting? Like, how do we wanna cut
Well,
this down?
I think the most
Well,
efficient.
we have time.
Well,
We have time to do this.
I mean, I trust BJ and Brian to work with Larry to get this To make sure that there isn't wasted space like there
Yeah.
was last year.
And make sure it's
If
still
I-
presentable.
And make sure that it looks
And
good in
transparent.
black and white and that it's,
Yeah.
and that all the information should be there, but doesn't.
Yeah.
We don't need a lot of the,
So if there's a draft that we wanted printed in color, Brian and I are talking about doing something for town meeting day with a printed colored insert for that
Okay.
information. We're gonna send it home like in the flyer.
Uh-huh.
But also have some available or a different flyer color, we can do colored copies here at a cheaper rate than over at Doolittle's. So if we have the information in there, but do a different presentation for town meeting, that's more visually aesthetic, that might be the way to go.
Yeah, that's what we did at Mount Scottney for their informational session. I think they printed, I printed 25 with the color copier, 25 of what this is. It's just not binded. But it's all color. But for the actual, when people come, when they come physically to the information
yeah, I mean, when you're
session.
only doing 25 of them, you can do it up in color, but
Yeah.
when we're sending it
Yeah.
to the whole town,
Yeah,
it's already $16,000. If we did this in color, it would be double that.
But I want to clarify, so we're in agreement that we will put back in the SU numbers?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it looks like they're here. I don't even know what exactly numbers were taken out, because it still has.
I might have put in the special ed chart. I might have put in the dollar thing, but I don't know if I put in all for SU. I was told to print it down by like 30 pages, and I did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Does a board member have time to, after we get it, to take a look at it with us?
Yeah.
It's not just all
Yeah.
on BJ and my shoulders, so
Yeah.
it's on somebody else's shoulders, so we can do a quick turnaround time.
yeah.
So somebody that's available during the week,
We
because
want
that
a
would be
special
helpful.
meeting or just
Um,
pop in?
We can, once we get it, BJ and I can take a look at it and then call somebody in who's ever willing to do it during the day and say, okay, is this, and this okay to take out?
Mhm.
And then go from there, if we're all okay with that, and see what we can do.
okay. Yeah, so when you have that, and then whoever wants to come in, we can all come in, or I guess we can't more than 3 of us come in.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
more than 2 of us come in, right? Yeah.
it's a PDF, so I can email it to you, and you're gonna see what it's gonna be.
Yeah, just email the PDF to us and we'll all look it over and, yeah. And then we
And
can
then-
just. And then, yeah.
Is
I don't
there
think we
anything?
can do an
Go
official
ahead.
vote on it,
Yeah,
just.
no, and I know you have another meeting, Larry, so I was trying to get
Yeah,
you
is it-
everybody's habit.
Is there anything else for me for financials or for the budget flyer? I got your notes. I got your notes on the budget book. Is there anything else you need from me?
Can you email us that, Larry, also to just like proof when you make the changes, the flyer?
Flyer, yeah.
Yes. When the flyer is finalized, I'll email it to the whole board.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
So I think we need to get that on social media.
Circling back to the list 2,200 voters, let's make absolutely sure we aren't sending duplicate copies to the same household. That really, it gets people when they
Because there's more
receive.
than one in each household.
Yeah.
usually.
I know that at the town report, that's all taken care of with software, and I'm sure it's very doable. They just.
Well, the way we're doing it, they're not addressed to each person, it just one goes to every house.
I can talk about it an hour later. whatever.
Yeah, if you wanna go ahead and explain it.
So every door to rec, you have to pick zip codes. And so Weathersfield, we have, I think, 5 or 6 different zip codes. So in order for us to hit the residents that live in Springfield, Reading, North Springfield, and Perkinsville, obviously, and Scottney, you have to click on the zip codes. So like part of Springfield goes into Springfield and Weathersfield. So we can't say, I only want Weathersfield residents. You have to say, I want those people in Springfield. So that's what drives up the number. This is one flyer to every house, and this is what the post office said it was.
But it's substantially cheaper than than addressing it to
And
each.
it's one flyer to each house, not one flyer to each
One,
registered.
yes, one
So if
flyer.
there's 2 registered voters at one house, they get 1 flyer.
It's
Yeah,
basically the same
Right.
flyers that you would get for like lawyers, whatever you get in, the junk mail, you know,
Get
like
one.
that.
Well, the town report, we get 1, we don't get
Yes.
4.
but, yes, so everybody will get one, but some people that aren't Weathersfield voters will also get them. But we can't avoid that.
Right.
It's
Like I
part of the
I
process.
was
I can tell the post office, you don't have to deliver to those people in in the towns of Springfield, Reading, North Springfield.
Uh-huh.
It's only for residents of Weathersfield. They're obligated to send it to those. It's just, if the
Yeah.
deliver person,
Yeah.
the postal service says, yeah, we have to deliver it to everybody, or thanks, I don't have to deliver it to everybody.
I know Larry's got another meeting to go to. So
Okay.
Is there anybody else, any questions?
I think we're done with you. If we need any questions, we'll email.
And check out the budget book, and I will, as we flesh it out, and then I will send the budget one sheet. And by the way, I'll email the board also when the budget book is really close to finalized before the PDF version, the online version of the budget book.
Okay. Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks.
Thank you. Now it's your turn.
That's my turn. Oops. Okay, lead learner report for January 13th. You know what to do it. It's our motto. Daily thought for today is educators, it isn't our responsibility to just be model teachers and model leaders, but also model learners. It's our obligation. We will never get there. We're always evolving. There's no finish line. Mission of the Weathersfield Schools to prepare and empower students to be leaders with global vision by helping them develop critical thinking, communication skills, and creativity. PTO, Jessica Brown.
Yeah. So I missed December's meeting, so I've got a little bit of updates here for you. So we've had an exciting few months, and actually have some exciting months coming ahead. We're pretty busy right now. So in November, we host our Make It and Take It event, and we saw probably over 125 students come to that event. So that was a great turnout. Along with that, we held our annual craft fair, which had about 28 different vendors. Great community support coming in and shopping from that. So that was a great event that we had. The beginning of December, the week of December 1st, we hosted our holiday shop where kids could come and shop for their loved ones or themselves or their friends for low, cheap cost items. So it's always fun to watch and heartwarming to see all the kids try to find a special gift for their loved ones. So that's a cute little fun event we do there. So we had that in December. January, so before school left, we hung little door hangers on all of our teachers and staff's doors, and they got to pick some restock items that they needed. So we called it that you were elfed. So when they came back from winter break, they all had piles of goodies outside their door of what they quote unquote ordered from the PTO. So we weren't able to fulfill everybody's requests, but we were able to fulfill most requests, and it was like actual bounty paper towels or nice soft tissues or new whiteboard markers and stuff like that that they needed, snacks, things like that, to hopefully help them get through the winter months and throughout the rest of the school year. So staff always look forward to that. It's fun little thing that we get to do for them. Mr. Santangelo, we granted a request for him. He put in a mini grant request, so we were able to grant him a subscription to Junior Scholastics. So we're excited to support his program there through our mini grant program. Looking ahead, we have bingo night in 2 weeks. On January 24th, we'll be hosting bingo at the VFW in Springfield, sort of parent night out fundraiser. We'll have 50-50 raffle, 10 different bingo games, food, a lot of fun there. So that's at door open at 4, games start at 6. So we're looking forward to that event. That will be our first one this year. That is in lieu of our comedy night. So we're taking a break from our annual adult-only comedy night to doing bingo. So we're looking forward to that. Family dance. So the K-5 family dance that we always put together for our students here and their families is on Saturday, February 7th. In the AP room from 3 until 4:30, so that will be happening for them. That's a free event for them to come and just have all the kids go crazy and dance with their friends in the AP room. And the only piece of that that's really a fundraiser for us is we do sell carnations for $1. And we sell them all. We usually buy 100 of them, and they're sold out like at the beginning because kids just love buying carnations and giving them to their friends. And then the last thing we have planned for this February, the beginning of February, is our coin wars. So last year we did that fun little competition of coin wars. That goes on for a week. Each classroom collects money. Kids bring in their money, put them in a jug. We do Super Mario theme. And at the end of every day, whatever grade collects the most money gets a little prize. And then at the end of the week, whatever grade collects the most money throughout the week gets a really special prize. So last year was kindergarten. I got to silly string Mr. Martez and have ice cream. So we're excited to see who wins this year, and We haven't determined what the grand prize is yet, but it will be just as good as Silly String and Miss Marquez, so.
All right, I'll be prepared.
Thank you.
Not in February.
Looking forward to that as well. So, got a busy couple months, ahead of us with a few different fundraisers.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kendall, you're up. Oh, all right. Sorry, I jumped ahead. I know, I don't know what happened to a girl, so let's talk together. All right, so talk about the music ensembles. We had the music night, and then we also had right before the holiday, we had the holiday presentation of music here at school with K5.
So this town has grades get together and practice songs, and K-5 kids will sing songs together and their families can come and watch them. And like,
It was a fun event, and they did like a little production as well, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
they like dance around and stuff.
and then what about our pride assemblies? How did we have? We had a pride assembly before the holiday, right? And then we have one coming up on
This Friday.
It's Friday. Nice. What else have we done? It's been busy, but it's been like, we had 2 weeks off. That was fun. Are we coming up with switching electives and at the semester break? We gonna talk about it?
26.
26, yeah. We get new electives.
We get to choose 2 electives, 2 like fun classes that you can do. You have to have, there's like STEAM and art, leadership. You can help out with little kids. You can either like go outside or be in the classroom and stuff. And each semester, we only have 2 semesters and we switch in the middle of January, towards the end of January each year.
And we have a fun new elective that's a first one. Do you want to talk about that or do you want me to talk about
I don't know much about it.
it? Okay, so we're doing Baby Shark Tank.
I never watched it.
Okay, so for all of you who have watched the show Shark Tank, so kids are coming up with an invention, something that they want to be able to market. So we are having some guest speakers. Some people were volunteered already, Vince, to come in and talk about a business plan, how you set that up, to be able to go through what the cost would be to look at it, and then how you're going to be able to market it. And then right around May, because we're giving them a few months to do it, right around Leadership Day, they're going to try to sell their invention. And then we'll have some funding sources to be able to help fund whatever they want to do and see if they can market that. So we're going to be tapping into some local businesses and see who can help out with doing that. So I think at first the kids, like the description was pretty cool, but I think some of them just like Baby Shark Tank and they thought it had to do with the song. And so a lot of kids skipped over it. And so then I was like, no, you'd be real. And so they're like, oh, that sounds really cool. So we're pretty excited to be able to try that and try something different with the kids. So, and then maybe they can sing Baby Shark too. Yeah. And then we also had 6-7 day. So the 67th day of school. And you know what was amazing about 6-7 day? It wasn't so cool anymore when all the adults were all 6-7, 6-7. So guess what sort of stopped? 6-7. So that's been awesome. But it was a little, I think the kids were a little annoyed with this, but it was fun to be able to do that. Anything else that you can think of? No? And then we were talking about our next upcoming dance and trying to figure out what the best date for that was and how we can do that. Yeah, I know, because I got a couple emails from kids already, so. So that's good. We'll talk about it and see when we can do it and pull it off. So that's how we work things, right?
And the little kids dance.
It's coming up. All right. Thank you.
I
Joe.
don't know what happened here.
I don't either. You and I sat there and did it together and it was gone. My computer's backed up. All right, so Efficiency Vermont, John's been working on this. I have your spreadsheet on here.
Okay.
You want me to show it?
Yeah.
Okay, I've linked your spreadsheet. Let's see if it's really on there though.
To back up, a few meetings ago, we were informed that Efficiency Vermont had a pretty attractive program that will allow us to change out the existing fluorescent lights to LED, at minimal cost. Quite often, things like that don't end up being as free as you think they might be. But, basically, they give us the lamp,
I'm gonna find it, so.
we purchase the lamps. When the project is finished, they reimburse us for the cost of the lamps. And they're going to take a stab at how many 4-foot fluorescents are in this building?
250.
How many?
250.
1,376. And Brian Woodbury went around, he actually did the inventory, so we have an inventory of every room. 99% of them are the traditional 4-footers, which is a good thing. The preliminary calculations, gonna be able to bring it up?
As you wish.
Oh, good luck reading that. I'll just give you the numbers. The current lamp's at 32 watt, and with 1,376 of them, the school year is 175 days. I calculated it that they were on for 8 hours. Some rooms they won't be, some will be over, some will be under. I calculated it at 8 hours. We pay 21 cents a kilowatt hour for electricity. So with the current lamping, the lighting is $12,334. The LED lamps are 14 watts, and it comes out to 5,390 with a savings of almost $7,000 a year.
Wow.
Once we get it done.
Nice.
The sticky part about this is that somebody's got to put them in, and that they don't pay for. And Brian and I are preliminary working on some kind of scheme. Does not require an electrician.
Plan. That doesn't sound good.
The school board will come in on it.
Are you gonna teach us all how to?
Well,
It's our.
because it doesn't require an electrician, we're talking about, trying to solicit some kids, high school kids that wanna work. And that, all this can come out of the capital budget. Now, here's the part that we discovered about a week ago, or I should have noticed this before, but the school has emergency lighting, so when the power goes out, this room wouldn't have them. All the halls, bathrooms, anyway. They're difficult to count because you look for a little black dot that might be the test switch, and a lot of times it's a fly. So I don't have an accurate count of how many emergency lights we have. The thing with the emergency lights are the building's almost 20 years old, and they are battery, and for some reason they still work, which absolutely surprises me that any of them work. I'm gonna come in some evening with Brian and maybe one other person, and we're gonna shut the power off and see what comes on and what doesn't. That will not be on efficiency, Vermont's nickel, but nonetheless, it's something that's coming down the pike that we're gonna have to pay for, and we're gonna come up with some numbers so that they can be done simultaneously. I got a couple of lamps coming so I can try them in the existing fixtures with the battery units. I don't think they're gonna work, so you can't even use the same fixture, you just change the fixture out and get it over with.
Probably on the stairwells and all that.
Yeah.
Probably have-
Yeah. The other good news is that through the solid waste district, the town will get us 50 boxes, and all we gotta do is get the lamps over to the transfer station, and it won't cost anything to get rid of them.
Great.
And this is a little caveat to this, that 2 years ago, the legislature passed a law that you can't sell linear fluorescents in Vermont. So what will happen is over the years, you'll start replacing them here and there on our nickel. So now's the time to just get it done, enjoy the energy savings. Larry and I can figure out some way as the savings start to accumulate of reimbursing the capital fund with whatever expense. I don't think it's gonna be that much. The big question is whether or not, even with some help, whether we can get it done in one you have 9 weeks, you figure 8 weeks tops. Whether you can actually get it done in that time, I'm not sure. It may stretch out for 2 summers. That's a lot of light bulbs.
There's a lot of light bulbs.
Well, and it's more than the bulbs, right?
The whole picture.
No, just the
Oh,
lamps.
just one, nice, okay, because last time you weren't sure that
Well,
it was the cost.
there's single mod, the ones that are considered, it's called AB, that you can put them in right now, and I'm gonna say supposed to work, because once in a while, they don't work with existing ballasts, then you gotta do something about it. But when the ballasts finally burn out, once again, they're 20 years old, and 2 things, they're consuming electricity, they're about 10 watts a piece, just sitting up in the fixture, not providing any light. So the sooner you can get rid of them, the better. But the lamps that, since the fishing is paying for it, it's maybe a wrong way to take it, but you can buy lamps that you have to take the ballast out, or you can buy the lamps that will work now and will work later when the ballast comes out. And those are the ones that we're gonna shoot for. Because when you start taking ballast out, then you gotta have an electrician.
Thank you, John. Okay, safety drills. We had our monthly fire drill on Thursday, December 18th, right before we went to break. Staff was really excited about that because it was a little cold that day. And we did have the fire chief out here, and it was great that we actually had 2 members of our fire department out here, and we did upstairs. We wanted to see how kids would do, so we just blocked one of the staircases and just told the kids they couldn't go that way. And kids naturally just turned around and went the other way, and it was smooth still, and it was great, and they were able to get in and get out, no problem. And then we are, in the newsletter this week, it did talk about our options-based drill that's going to be happening, so we'll be doing that at some point this week. Just talk about different options in case of another type of emergency where we might have to look at other ways to make sure that we're safe. So that's going to be happening this week. And that's it for me.
Okay. Any questions? Anybody? Okay. So first thing on our items for discussion is preliminary budget information session draft presentation.
Oh, that's me.
That's you again.
All right, let's see. Hopefully this is all working. Okay, so Weathersfield School Annual Meeting.
Can we go full screen on it or?
Let's see here. Why is it not letting me click through it? That's so weird. So I've used Prezi every year. Huh. It's not clicking through. Okay, hold on, sorry.
We could move on to B while you're working
Yeah,
on
why
that.
don't you do that?
Okay.
Sorry.
Community budget engagement methods. So we've got the annual report, we have our flyer. Does anyone have any other ideas of things? I mean, there's always the dump.
Does anyone else feel comfortable actually doing part of the presentation at town meeting? I always feel a little bit awkward when Brian and Christine and maybe Larry do the presentation. We're the ones, the voters elected us, and I think we're the ones that are visible in the community. And some people don't want to talk in public, that's okay. But I think it would be appropriate if we took sections of it and as the slides come up.
Yeah, we can, once he gets that going, maybe we can see if there's a section that somebody feels comfortable with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so Megan, John and I are gonna be at
I'm sure we are.
Yeah, can you share?
town meeting. You guys are gonna be online, yeah. So probably it would be on the three of us, because I think doing it online would be awkward. Let's see, so any other ideas for things that people wanna do, or do we feel like the flyer is gonna be a flyer and getting it out there on social media is gonna be enough? Or do we want to do any
Are there any
engagement?
other like, town events that we could participate in for a 5-minute time frame? I'm not really aware of anything.
Yeah, and town
Coming up
meeting
to
is kind
March,
of a
I know.
big thing, yeah, so, yeah,
Right.
I don't know what else there is.
I was thinking a couple of us having a presence even on voting day.
Yeah, for sure.
Are we
That
allowed?
doesn't-
I know we've talked about that a little bit
Outside of the building.
here, but then what about it?
Down there.
Down
outside.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as if you're running for a
Mhm.
position.
Uh-huh.
I was just thinking, that was the other thing I was thinking, is it possible to get a few extra flyers printed so that
Yeah, to give out that day.
if we're physically like down there that day, or we had talked about being outside the school, you know, like especially that, well, probably be the week before leading up, like if somebody, I know we're gonna send them, but you know, not everybody checks the mail, it might get missed. If somebody truly was interested, if we had some physical flyers extra to hand to them.
So we can print those out here at school.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would be great, yeah.
More cost effective.
Yeah.
Going through us. Not
They can be a little
that-
bit bigger.
Littles, but it's just more cost effective that
And
way.
we can maybe even do like a regular 8.5
Yeah.
by 11 size, but I was thinking, I mean, I would be willing to do that on town meeting day, town voting day, sorry. Be out there,
Mhm.
And those of us that are running might already be there too.
Right, that's true.
I was,
You're planning
it's
to do that?
freezing.
Yeah.
You-
I've done it before.
I think it's
Yeah.
beneficial to have these flyers at the library, the post
Yeah.
office, if they
Yeah.
allow us, the
Yeah.
town office.
Yeah.
You know, so on the bulletin boards out there.
Yeah, we could post some around.
Obviously, we'll have some here at school, but, you know,
Uh-huh.
even if you wanted to parent pickup, drop off.
I was just gonna say, maybe like
We,
some of us take shifts,
yeah,
morning and afternoon,
that's
like allowing
to do.
people to.
Like I know we joked about it,
talk to
but
you
is
and
it
ask
like legal to
questions.
do?
You can just say, here's a flyer.
Yeah,
You cannot say vote for, you know,
Yeah.
we hope for your support. You can say that, but you can't
Right,
say.
like-
Say that, I think we still need to check with Luann. You can't hand out a flyer, something that says, vote for Sarah, and have it displayed while you're voting. So you have
When
to,
you're at the voting booth, right? I mean,
right, once you get past the check-in, any campaign things need to be.
yeah, that's
No,
the
no.
outside. We're-
Yeah, I'm talking about outside, like if
Yeah, but you're not saying pay for bringing the flyer.
So if you hand it to somebody, can they go into the voting booth with their flyer?
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
They can't, so,
Well, this isn't asking for someone's vote. This is just an information.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Well, and we wanna say support, I mean, I remember the year I ran the first time and I was out there all day and
Yeah.
evening.
Bro,
The fire department, West Weathersfield was there, they wanted support for a new fire truck, and like, that's what they were there for. They were like, please support our new fire truck, please vote yes for our new fire truck, like, that's what I envision, is like a couple of us as a face of the
Yeah.
school board saying, please support our school
Uh-huh.
this year with our budget. And maybe we have like a big, maybe we take that flyer and make almost like a poster board,
Mhm.
you know, where we don't necessarily have to hand them something if that kind of gets messy inside, but we could have something visual right as they're walking in to vote. Cause maybe their mind is not made up before they go in, but if they talk to us or see that one last time, maybe it gives them a chance to say yes, I don't know,
At the least you're showing the flag.
and then I think it's important to, like, we joke about it, but I'm not kidding, like, be in the school line
Yeah.
or like around, just, I mean, people know us, so it's like, again, it's a reminder, oh yeah, I gotta get down to the polls, or, oh yeah, next Tuesday, I gotta make sure that I get out in time to go to the polls, like, I think it's just a physical reminder to everybody at that last minute.
Mhm.
But, I mean, I'm willing to do some of that, so,
yeah, me too.
but I forgot we could put them here, so that's, I'm not worried about that now then.
Brian, send them newsletters once it's approved, you know, that goes on Facebook, social media, in our web pages, Instagram.
Yeah.
I
And
think
can you let us know when you do that, and then we can all share it in our personal?
You get Freddie notice, well, stuff that you and Reed, as not as a parent, you get Freddie newsletters.
Yep.
Okay. I can include you guys,
Pretty
you
phenomenal,
too.
by the way.
I think
Who's this
email,
smart
email,
person?
I think we need to maybe even get some kids on
Smart
board, doing some interactions, coming in and saying,
Yeah.
hey, Mom, Dad, you gonna vote or something? I don't think that hurts for us to get the kids involved in some way to say.
Yeah. Maybe do like a government day or something prior to, right?
We
Yeah.
started with the kids' governor stuff this year, so why not keep that going and say?
So you guys would have to let us know if we end up looking to do something in the pickup and drop off lines, like, you know, how much time to spend with somebody or, you know, like, how do you want to keep us out of your hair, I guess, too. Think
I
about
did
that.
it today for signatures, and it was 20 minutes was like the sweet, 20
Yeah.
was like the sweet spot to
Yeah.
get through
We
everything.
could
Like,
ride
walk car to
buses.
car. No, I just like chatted
Home.
a little bit with.
But the parents are waiting.
Well, I had
for the
Abram,
kids.
so Abram had it a lot.
So there's parents here at 1:45.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, they're all
especially.
lined up out here, that's right.
They leave at 2:25, so.
Yeah, I mean, again, especially us parents who are always here, people know our faces, they know who we are, like, it would be nothing for me to walk around the pickup line and be like,
Absolutely.
hey, like,
Yep.
make sure you go vote on the 3rd, like,
Maybe
we
instead of
support our
450
budget.
voters, we can get 900.
So what
Yeah.
day would be good to do that? Do you think
I
like the
think-
day before or the
I
day?
think definitely the day before, but I think,
Anytime.
I think it's
Anytime.
sporadic, and I'm gonna interrupt you on that one, because there's different pickup, people
Yeah.
pick up every single day.
Yeah, true.
I think we have to do the week before, I think we have to do a few random days too.
Yeah, so the
I'm
week
also
before
worried
we're on
about the registration. Like, say there's a parent that maybe for some reason is not registered or hasn't really been involved in the voting. When is that deadline? That's what I'm.
You can register that day.
Oh, okay, perfect, okay. So yeah, I think we shouldn't do it just the day before. I think like leading up.
Yeah.
But also the day before, so it's fresh in maybe even
Right.
Tuesday, like I said, down at the town
So
office.
before we go
or-
on break, because the week before we're on break. So it'd have to be like the week, yeah.
Oh, I hate the way this
Yeah.
lines up.
Yes.
Next year, same thing.
Same thing,
Really?
yeah. If the calendar gets approved.
So we would probably have to do our circling like the week before vacation.
Yeah.
And then
The week
And then
of.
hit-
Monday and then Tuesday,
Especially Monday.
especially Monday, yeah. I forgot about that. It's like terrible.
Yeah.
timing.
I mean, there are places like stores
Yeah.
and stuff around town that we could volunteer, you know, we can
Yeah.
volunteer time to ask if they would allow us to put up a flyer wherever that people are looking for things in those places.
I mean, there are some just community bulletin boards, like outside of Downers. I don't think you have to ask, you just can put
And the
something
Swanee
there.
Market has
Putney
one.
Market,
So it's
Something at the bottom of the road.
the post office, the library,
Yeah, like a banner,
Asking like a please vote, yeah, like just a banner, like we do for other things.
a bus with a big sign, parked around the lawn there.
and we've got the sign out
And
front.
there's no reason individually we can't post on all the social media.
Mhm, Yep,
All right, so maybe next month that, games, yeah.
And that's a huge one. So, like, look at today, there's so many parents.
Yeah.
Here.
Uh-huh.
And parents are really prominent voters, for sure.
So maybe next month, that could be on the agenda, just to narrow down who's going to do what days.
yeah,
Maybe look at your calendars, just figure out what days you can do, and then we'll get it a little more concrete next.
so we'll have like a sign up sheet for,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then maybe BJ and I can work on a couple bigger ones somehow. I don't know.
So
Not
with
very
the-
tech savvy, so.
Maybe we can do like vinyl banners.
We don't need tents.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that, like, with the time constraint, like, maybe we need to decide today, I hate to keep everybody forever here, but maybe we need to decide today exactly what we want to do and assign those people. And then come back, because we only have a few days, I think, after our meeting before we should be actively doing
Oh, that's true.
doing this work. Yeah, I don't know what date it is. We'll just run out of time to execute.
yeah, so our
these
next
things.
meeting is February 10th.
And
So it would be the
turning in
next
break
week,
is,
yeah.
so it's only 1 week
Yep,
that we
a week and
have.
3 days.
And they're off on Friday, or they start vacation Friday, so it's actually like the 16th, 17th, 18th,
No, that's
19th.
just Julia.
Oh, that's just July, yeah.
No, we still
Yeah, that's right, it's April.
We're
There is
used to
one
these,
that's that,
we're
yeah.
used to these days off
Yes.
before vacation, Ryan.
So school is closed the
Not nice,
23rd
thank
through the 27th?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
So maybe we can
So
quickly
make those
decide
sense.
right now
Okay.
what we want to do and who wants to volunteer to get it done before our next meeting.
So we have the flyer, and the flyer is also gonna be sent via the
Right, yeah.
newsletter,
So,
Facebook, Instagram. So we've got social media and parents taken care of via like email.
I'll do like, should we say like a week's worth of pickup and drop off? So 5 days?
What about if we
So
did like
10
every
10
other?
shifts?
I think if you
or
split it
Okay.
up,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think.
All right.
Yeah, every day.
So like Monday,
Well,
Wednesday,
let's
Friday?
go from backwards, so let's go from voting day. So, like actual
March.
voting day at the,
Oh, I
I think-
forgot that we have that.
on the 3rd.
Yeah, March 3rd.
So I feel like we should have a couple of people at the school and then maybe a couple of people at,
So who is planning to already be at the polls? So,
Most of the day,
Yeah.
not
okay,
every minute.
Yeah, not every.
right, and I don't think we have to be there
Yeah,
every
you
minute,
don't.
but,
Yeah.
so maybe you two would do.
I mean, unless we're all being highly contested, who knows, right? We don't know.
yeah.
We don't know that
Yeah, we
yet.
do kind of, yeah.
So would you two be willing to do like at the town office and then like I could be here at the school?
I
Sure.
could do the
Yeah.
school too.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
Megan and I could do the
So-
school.
So March 3rd,
Mhm.
town office, okay? So we got to doing that, and we're gonna work backwards on drop up and pick up.
And
I know
then,
you can't,
Yeah.
right, I understand that.
wait, the
We're
second
just
we don't
here.
have school.
The second we have school.
I don't have no school.
Julia.
Is it even Julia? I don't know.
Windsor.
We should check that.
Yeah. The SU preschool has different days off, so, okay, okay, so I guess if we're here, yeah, for the second, so who can do, I can do the second too, on Mondays
I
I'm
could do
off.
that too as well.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do morning.
I could do afternoon would be easier for me.
Okay.
And then the week before that, there's no school.
Yeah.
So then there's the week of the 16th through the 20th.
16.
Can we, seriously, can we put a banner at the bottom of the school?
Is that allowed?
I would have to ask the retired teacher.
Oh, no, but
Yeah.
is it allowed like from the, at the school like that, like not a physical person?
That's her personal,
That's, yeah,
Okay,
that's her personal, land, that's, you know, privately.
but because you guys use.
And she'd be okay with putting a vote yes on the school budget?
No, she's, yes, but we have to just ask. her.
yes, ask, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
very, gracious to offer her land for that, so that most of the time, I don't think she's ever denied anybody.
Okay.
So,
So who's gonna do the banner and then who's gonna ask?
I mean, I
well,
can,
the banners cost about $100 to $200.
Yeah.
Doolittle's can print them quite fast, I don't know what their, work schedule's like, you know,
Right,
usually something like that, they're pretty good. And if it's a banner we can use year after year,
yeah, I think we just
No.
want something that just says, please vote yes, or vote yes on the school budget.
Or like, remember to vote, school budget, you know,
And
March,
March
March 3rd.
with the day.
I don't know that we want to
Well,
put the
but-
dates
but-
though.
but
because
we
could have a
we'll be
little,
able to
like,
use it.
we could have a little square
Right,
something.
and change out the squares.
exactly.
Didn't we have too the sandwich board last year? I know we had it on
We
the,
did,
lighted
yes.
sign, but I thought we had a sandwich board last year too, like
Yeah.
right in the circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so too.
I think we use, just, you have that. right?
We have a
Yeah.
sandwich board for the PCO that you guys can use, a poster board for song.
Awesome.
I mean, that's, I don't know how people feel about that. I mean,
Yeah.
it could. The only thing is with the wind and stuff, that might get knocked down there, but if we
I
wanted to do a banner, I mean, we would use it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just doing a
That's
simple
efficient.
banner that we can reuse every year.
Yeah.
BJ, would you be
All right.
willing, thank you, to look into that for us?
I'm happy to help.
Is that what you mean?
I can feel it.
So are we thinking kind of like 18, 19, 20, or like 18, 20, like kind of right before the break?
Yeah, I think 1820 is probably
Enough,
enough.
plus with the 2 days? Yeah.
What do you think? Do we have a lot of people, different people on Wednesdays and Fridays? Like, are we gonna miss a demographic for some reason if we just do Wednesday and Friday?
Well, we're
It's
doing
gonna
a
go out to all
Monday.
Parents in the newsletter.
Yeah.
I think this is a good talking point for parents if they say,
Right.
hey, I don't understand,
Yeah.
what's this? You
Right.
know, or maybe we can put it in the newsletter. This, on these days, you can talk to a board member.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be there Monday and Tuesday,
Right.
and then it would be a Wednesday and a Friday, so that's,
I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
that's covering quite a few of the days.
Okay.
And then when you wanna do more engagement, we can let you know what's going on. Like to say, hey, there's like 2 games, basketball games back to back this night,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or, you know.
Maybe Carrie can send out the schedule to the board, like home.
Yeah, that would be good, because I
You
can come
know,
in,
that-
if there are evening games, I can come to those, so.
Should we wear like a special T-shirt or something? Just kidding.
Well,
Just kidding.
We should probably wear a nice,
Rob?
Our
nice
Weathersfield
badges
Yeah,
that we
our
have,
badges, right,
but,
yeah.
So we have the 18th and the 20th. Any
I'll
takers?
do morning. Or I
Do
actually,
you
doesn't
think
matter to me.
morning's like
Doesn't matter
worse?
to me.
Do you
Yeah,
think
what's
afternoon is
crazy?
better?
Morning, as a parent,
Yeah,
morning, as soon as my.
Well, we have
kids
pause, so
leave,
that
it's
draws out.
very-
That draws out
That
the other
door,
day.
yeah, like,
The morning is.
I think the morning, if you get here early, like the 7:50 is when we release the students. So if you're here like 7:45, just walking around, or 7:35, walking around inside the circle, talking to the people, there's like, you can hold 25 cars, and usually there's about 25 cars.
But
Right.
like, the 25 cars don't come till 7:45. So like, I want to, like, the first 3 usually, and we're there like 7:40. So like that 10-minute window, because the kids get real mad when they're not like, they're like, come on, Mom, why are we late today? Like, I did it. It's them. It's just a lot, like, I don't think you can get to that many cars in
in the
like
short
the
time.
6 minutes.
But I also think you can just pass it out.
well, and that's where I kind of visualize, not even just, talking, like, even just standing, walking around, maybe holding like a bigger poster board sign or something of our poster or whatever we have. I
That
don't
would
know,
be better.
because I think they're going
Or
to
maybe
be just
there's
like.
maybe we were thinking that we need more than one of us
Right.
on those
Yeah,
shifts.
I think
That's what you're
two.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
When do we expect the flyers to be printed?
Soon as they're
Soon as-
finalized,
DJ's
As
ready
soon as
to
Larry
go.
sends it.
we're
to
ready
me.
to
The
hit
reason
send
I'm
and
asking
send
is
it to
if you have a
Google.
flyer in your hand,
Yeah.
you get one of these.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
get, well, here.
Yeah, and we should definitely have them by these dates.
Well,
I mean,
no,
we're
she
thinking
said she
Larry's
can
gonna
make it
have them hopefully
anytime
ready by
at-
next week.
on our
Yes.
printer.
We will-
Yeah, we're gonna do our own.
It's really busy
Yeah.
right now.
That's why.
The print town report.
State figures to come in, make sure that it's semi-close to that.
So I can't do Wednesdays, but I'll do the Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I can do both morning and end of the day, but I would plan staying later because there's all the POS kids get picked up until 4:30, basically, so that's fine. I mean, I can,
Double check. I
right,
can email you guys.
I'll be sticking a flyer on the
But
box.
just
so I can do-
make sure only 2 at a time, though.
Yeah.
I can do the 18th, both morning and
Okay.
afternoon.
I should be able to do Friday after that. Yeah, I'll be here Friday.
Yeah, I can do Friday, whatever's needed.
Okay, sounds like we have a plan.
Okay, and then, Carrie's gonna give us our list
Yep.
of games.
Yep.
And, we can kind of coordinate via
Okay.
email. I think it'd be good to have 2 people
Yeah.
together at a couple of games. So we can coordinate with that once we have the list.
They're gonna be sick of seeing us.
And we can let BJ and Ryan know so that they can let people know that we're gonna be there and if they have questions.
And who would be willing to put flyers up around town?
I can do that.
Okay.
On my car. And we will all I mean, I can, as far as our personal pages, I think we should all put it on our personal pages. I can do Front Porch Forum, and I can do, the Weathersfield page on Facebook. Is there anything else
We
anybody
have
can
school
think of?
pages, like,
Well, they're already gonna put it up.
Yeah.
That's already, BJ's already doing that.
I mean, the organizations have their own pages, like the PGO has their own page, athletics has their own page.
Yeah.
So if we can get that info to them, whoever's administering those pages. I'm not sure if there's any other school specific Facebook I'm only thinking of, but I don't know, there might be other.
Crystal has the newer Instagram page.
Oh, yeah, the view, yeah.
Yeah, and she's pretty good about putting it on the SU newsletter, and then they put it on the newsletter for multiple weeks leading up, right, last year, BJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have the athletic schedule that's online right here for that week. I can just give you.
Yep.
February 20th. The week of the 16th, sorry.
Yeah.
There's some practices, Cornish is at 5-6 here, Monday, the 16th. 7-8 girls at Springfield. There's some practices for the rest of the week. The first game is, that week is Monday. It's the
16th.
only
Okay,
game.
that's the only game that
Okay.
week, is
Yeah,
the
and
Monday.
that's, 5-6.
And what time does the game start?
Yeah, 5.
Oh, it starts, I thought you meant the
For the
grades,
boys,
okay,
6. No, it's 5-6 boys. It's
Okay.
at 5 o'clock. The
okay.
girls are at 6 o'clock, and that's against Cornish. There is a practice, I think that's 7-8 boys at 7 o'clock on the 16th. Jumping ahead to the week
So,
before.
16. I don't know, do you think
Yeah,
that's getting too early, or?
Oh, never too
Or
early.
too early, okay,
Nope.
all right, so yeah, what's the week before?
Okay, so there's games, the 9th, the 5-6 families, boys and girls again, here. Chester's.
Time for the night?
Same, 5 and 6,
Oh, 5.
that's at Monday.
Yep. What time is the game? Oh, 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
and
I
6
keep thinking
p.m.
you're saying 5, 6.
It's hard because the time is the same as the grade.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Chester's at 3-4 on Tuesday.
10.
The girls at 5 o'clock, boys will be 6. There's practice 2 on Wednesday at 6:30. And then practices, the 11th, start at 2:30, go all the way to 5:30. Just practices. Sometimes parents come, sometimes they don't. On the 12th, Windsor's at Weathersfield for 7-8 boys at 4 o'clock. I can print this all out too. This is just to give you guys an idea of time.
Yeah,
Windsor, 7-8 girls here. And that's at 5. Heartland is here, 3-4 girls. All right, no, they're at Heartland. Springfield's at. And then on, the 13th, Springfield's here at the 5 and 6 o'clock time again.
Awesome. So that's a big week. A
Yeah,
lot of home games.
the week before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy thought, but would you allow us to have like just maybe a little table at the entrance to the gym? Something like that?
Yeah,
Or
I'm fine with that.
some sort of,
Yeah, something.
identifying.
So you just almost like
Area.
stalkers walking up.
Yeah.
Exactly, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
no
So
problem.
we can, I'll just,
I do too.
I'll probably
I mean,
can
I
make
had-
most of them. So,
okay, and then we'll just split them up once we,
I
take a look
can,
at our
I can just go
schedules.
find a table and do it.
Yeah,
You
we'll
don't
figure,
have to
we'll
have
get
it
you
done.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
okay, and we'll just have a little stack of the flyers to hand
Yeah,
out. and-
yeah. And if you want to talk, they can talk.
Yep.
Whatever that might be.
Game against Windsor's our 8th grade game, so
Oh.
there might be more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What day is that? The Windsor game?
I have it on my.
The 12th,
That's the big one, 4 o'clock.
the 5. Windsor at 7-8 girls, 5 o'clock on the 12th.
Yep, but the boys are at 4.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. So as far as the flyer around town, we were talking about the library, Downers, the Scutney Market,
Perkinsville Post Office.
post office, that's what I was forgetting.
Scotty Post
Second post
Office.
office,
Yeah.
Country Estates, trailer park has 2 bulletin boards that you can put up on.
Where is that?
I can do that. That's
Above
like
the-
the perimeter.
Oh, okay.
Exit 8.
Yeah.
Restaurant. We can
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
to.
Okay, so I have, you said something else before BJ's thing.
Thursdays, so there's two
Oh,
up there.
same thing. Okay, it's the same
Yeah.
size?
Yeah.
Okay,
Center Market.
that's Scotty Market, yeah.
Scotty Post Office.
There's the liquor store. That's frequented, right?
Beverages.
Yeah, the
And
other
over
side.
there.
Oh, fine, so I thought.
Yeah.
They may, yeah, allow you to put
Battery
something
store.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I plan just to talk about it, like I'm gonna share it in Four Winds when it's fresh,
Yeah.
at our next training and
Uh-huh.
BTO or wherever I am.
Make sure people actually vote.
Right,
Turn out
that's
on
the
that
thing.
vote is
Correct.
really low.
Is it beneficial for somebody to go to the select board meetings and talk about it at a select board meeting?
We have a
Is there one
liaison.
for- Yeah, I know, I mean, we're both having
Yeah.
budgets today, so.
I was at
Yeah.
their meeting last night and I went forward to the next one, but anyway, and I noticed their rep isn't here tonight.
There's a meeting
Oh,
tonight.
there's a meeting
tonight.
That's right.
They have a budget meeting
Yeah.
tonight, yeah.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. All right,
It would be in their best interest.
It would.
okay, so we think we're good with a game plan?
It's, we feel about everything, hopefully.
So are you ready?
I think so, right?
I think so.
We'll see. If not, I can,
I'm still presenting.
yeah, if not, we can email it or figure something out, so.
Okay.
Okay, just click through. All right, so there's our intro page. Welcome to the Weathersfield Annual Meeting. You can tell that was last year's annual meeting, how many people we had there.
Good turn on.
I'm just kidding, that's
Oh,
totally
Yeah,
not the
I was
meeting.
like, no,
I was
we-
like-
I don't remember that.
Not that many people there. But it looks good, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah. No, I think that was at our holiday musical presentation. So that was pretty impressive, but yeah.
Love that picture.
Yeah,
What we decided was that we were gonna have town meeting right after the holiday presentation.
absolutely, that would be.
Well,
Well, we do have
not let anybody leave.
We do have things that are happening on the school, for the school that day, like all those classrooms are doing door decorating contests with, specific spots within Weathersfield. And then the community that's coming in to participate in town meeting will be able to, like, they're gonna go through and judge doors. We're gonna have leadership students here, like Kendall will be here, helping out, making sure that parents and families know where to go and voters are there. So a little bit more of the school involvement as well, and to really showcase our school on those days so that people can see what our school's all about and what they're voting for. So,
Awesome.
yeah, Kendall didn't know that she was gonna be
No, I
here,
didn't.
but she was voluntold, so that's good. All right, so it's hard to read right here, but that's why it's bigger. It'll be bigger on the big screen, obviously. But then when we click on each one of those little buttons, so we talk about the articles for approval, goals for the fiscal year, meeting student and family needs and how we do that, school-wide activities, just an overview of some of them. And we already missed some, so we got to add a few things on there we realized today. Sources of funding for our school, where we're getting our money from, the strategic plan goals for the entire SU that we follow, overview of proposed budget for FY '27, and then finally projected tax rates for FY '27. And then I did it a little different this year. So it always felt a little awkward with the mediator where we would have so I went over the articles first. BJ, do you mind clicking on the first one? And just briefly explained. And then I go through all 5 of them real quickly. And then after that, then I turn it over to Sean Whalen, who's the mediator. And then he goes through the articles and then how we vote, if it's a floor vote or if he talks about it being an Australian ballot. So we just quickly went through those. So I sort of doubled it, but I think it's important to be able to showcase those. And then it goes in there in a little bit more in depth about what the article is again. And so that's where Sean will take over and he'll go over the first 4 articles. Then we'll get into the
That
meat
have
of the
floor votes.
presentation. Yeah, the ones that have floor votes, and then we'll go back to other any other information or any other business to be handled on the floor that day. And I found after, this is Prezi, and we've used this for 4 years now, 5 years. And we did them before, and this one, it shows them up, the way I did it this year, they're bigger, because people would complain. Some of the charts and stuff that we'd have in there, even as big as we got in there, people said they still couldn't see them. So those are some of the things that we're gonna have for people to actually do handouts so that they can have those right in front of them. I think that would be better for our families, or our voters, I should say, not just families. Those are our goals for fiscal year 27. So it clicks on those, enhance student engagement and success. Improve communication with families and community. Foster positive school culture and student wellness. Obviously, I'll go over it a little slower during the meeting. Meeting student and family needs. So some of the ways that we're meeting students and family needs. School-wide activities, those are just some, but I think we need to list more. But we're gonna do a couple more slides with that because those are just some of the, we talked about the amazing sports program, and then you guys look like, what about our amazing arts program? With our visual and performing arts. And I said, oh, yep, forgot about that. So, and I'll share this with you all too, so that you guys can look over it and have a copy of it. So if there's something that you want, or you say, hey, this doesn't sound right, or this doesn't look right, so give you a little bit of time. Because we are, for this part of it, we're early, we're ahead of schedule. This doesn't have to go to print. Sources of funding for our school, where we get our funding at, local taxes, State of Vermont Education Fund. I don't like the way that totally looks, so we got to adjust that a little bit. Federal government grants and then donations, of course. Strategic plan goals. This goes over the strategic plan.
I know that.
Student success and engagement. Information and communication. And then culture and student wellness. And then goal 1, student success and engagement. And then it talks about some of the areas that we reach those through our classroom mission statements with Leader and Me, student-led presentations, not just conferences, but other presentations throughout the year. And then our Panther Pride is always getting the community involved in those. Information and communication, Weathersfield Weekly, that goes out, and we'll get you on that list, Anne Marie. Since you're not on there, you're missing out. And then also we send it out through social media as well. Our digital billboard that's in front, we utilize that a lot. It's a great way to get information out to our families, our community, and then community dinners, of course, just being able to have that opportunity to break bread with our community means a lot to families. Goal 3, culture and student wellness. Our leadership class does some tremendous things and puts our students in charge, which is great. Student Leadership Day that happens right before Memorial Day in May. It'll be our 3rd one this year. Really gives the students the opportunity to showcase what they've done, and then we can hopefully add in Baby Shark Tank in there, and then mental health initiatives as well, to be able to show that we're trying to meet the needs of all of our students in all the various ways. Supervisory union assessments. So we have our special education costs, food services funding. That's okay. Oh, overview of proposed budget. And then it went to that one. Thank you. Food services, transportation, and administration and operations.
May I suggest that somewhere in the presentation, a slide be included that where kids are going to high school?
It's coming up.
It was on there?
It's coming up.
Coming up.
And I'll show you that one second. So projected student enrollment, oh, go ahead. You just said. Yeah, so it's just the overview of our proposed budget. And then it clicks onto the next one. And then projected student enrollment. So this gives us our numbers, and that number we have to adjust again, but then it shows each one so they pop up. So you can see them a little bit better. That breaks it down so you see the classes.
That's by grade?
By grades, yeah. And then this is projected high school tuition costs.
That's by grade.
Yep, that's by grade.
Okay.
We don't have
And 8th grade, for some reason, went weird on there, so I gotta move it.
And 7th.
and 7th. So when I populated it today, I thought so that's okay though. This
It's a
is why
work in
we're doing
progress.
Yep, and that's why we're doing the dry run right now. So this, instead of showing all the high schools the kids went to, I did just highlight the top 3 that we send our students to. And then I did projected high school tuition costs, what we were supposed to pay last year or for FY26, what we're projected to pay. And then I did the 3 different high schools where most of our students go. So Windsor, Woodstock, and Springfield are our 3 most populated schools so we send students to. And those tuition numbers are estimated right now. We know what Windsor's is. Woodstock, we have a pretty good idea on it. And then Springfield, we need to check on to see again, because right now it's projected a little high for Springfield, so.
How much of an adjustment did Woodstock make in December?
I don't even know.
I know it went up.
It went up a little bit, yeah. But they're up above Windsor finally. We were paying more for students to go to Windsor than we were for Woodstock. But we have about 42 students out of our 98 that currently are going to high school go to Windsor. And then I think it's 19 for Woodstock. It's about 16 for Springfield. And then we have scatterings all over the place with the rest of the students.
So there's an increase in the student count there.
Yes. Yeah, we have 5.5 more students.
5.5.
Yeah, because of the way they,
Because of the
well,
the Hartford,
yeah, the
tech
tech center and
centers.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
those
So it budgets out, but we had 98 now. We're slotted to have 103.5. And then budget goals to maintain staffing and programs. These were priorities for us, and then ensure educational quality standards. Projected tax rates. And I don't have I did not put the new tax rate on there yet. 'Cause I keep hoping that it changes a little bit. So that's not inaccurate. That's last year's tax rate. And then thank you for joining us. And then we're gonna add something on there about that I'm gonna assign everybody homework to be able to go around and make sure they're judging the doors. So people love homework.
Uh-huh.
So, and that's just an extra slide that's on there.
So the doors are gonna be ready for people that are at town meeting to go through?
Yep, they are gonna be done before we leave on break.
That's a fun activity.
Yeah, so I'll make a couple corrections on it, and then I can send that to you all so that you guys can take a look at it more in depth and play around with it and say, ooh, I really like this, or maybe let's adjust this.
Okay. So the legislature and the governor are very focused on schools and education spending this year. I have asked the senators to come, because they usually come just for the town part of the day, but I think since education is such a big thing, it'd be great to have them come and talk about what's going on in the legislature with that. I also plan to reach out to VL Coffin to see if he is available to come as well.
Usually we only get one senator. They got.
Yeah, they have to cover a lot, so I believe Jill Major is gonna be coming, but I'm not 100% sure.
Good.
It could be Becca, but it should be one of those two. Usually all 3 are here for town meeting part of it, but I don't know if they'll be able to. So I think it'd be good to have them come and talk about what's happening in the legislature and just, that they're working on it, so.
The block grant is gonna be uncomfortable.
The what?
The block grant is uncomfortable.
And, and I think it's important to let people know that, because people were very upset, online with regards to kind of the forced merger idea, and the governor's still pushing that. So I think it'd be good to have them talk about what's happening. Yeah.
It was encouraging when Christine announced that the BOSIS had been approved.
Yeah.
Because that, in many regards, accomplishes what Act 73 is trying to accomplish without being forced to do it. And it was started before Act 73 was even passed. So I think that's a to-do for this neck of the woods. And I think that the potential is there to possibly save money. And interesting, because at the select board meeting last night, one thing I said was that we really need to keep our eye on that we don't create another layer of bureaucracy to implement the BOSI's.
So as far as so John had mentioned about us perhaps taking over parts of your presentation. Are there parts of it that I know I used to do more of it. I think my first year I kind of did the whole thing, but but then you came along and I let you take over.
And I'm fine with either way. I'm happy to share the wealth, but I'm also happy to do it. So if we want to talk about it a little bit more, because I know three of y'all will be there, we can sit down and talk a little bit more in depth about it, like you talking about doing this part, talking about this part. I am more than happy to share, but I'm also more than happy to do it. So you all.
Yeah, are the three of you, or two of you and me available to come in maybe a little early for next month's meeting and, or stay late, whichever direction, and go over it with Brian?
And by me sending it to you too, you can look at that part and say, ooh, I really want to take that part.
Yeah.
Or I'm not comfortable with that. And like I said, I'm fine either way.
Yeah.
I don't
And I
mind.
think it creates a better image to the public, I think, when they get up.
Do part of it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so yeah, so once we got it worked out a little bit more, we can sit down.
I'm not a fan of the awkward transition in the
And
presentation.
that's fine.
No, it's in like, I'm
In
happy to
general,
go
she's
up,
saying.
I'm just meaning like, it gets a little,
Like if there's too
kitschy
many.
homemade when you
Yeah.
got like a bunch of like
People just
transitions
jumping
waiting
in.
for someone
Yeah.
to jump up, so.
Yeah, and it may
Thank
be
you.
just that, I take over part of it. I think one year I did like the articles. And then, like the beginning, like I sort of did the beginning part
Okay.
and then, so we could maybe do something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
totally fine with
Well, it would make sense for the board to do like more of the financial piece of it. That's what we do.
I would agree.
And then like Brian can like showcase the school and like
Yep.
all the good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then maybe somebody segues into some of the numbers or what we're looking at for this year and how that was formed kind of thing.
Yep.
That's how I see it flowing, but-
And then we'll do up, BJ and I talked a little bit about it, we'll do up something that we can hand out there. Because I do remember last year and the years past, like you
It's
have
hard
this,
to
it's
see.
hard to see. So that, and I'd rather have people be able to have it right there. If they don't have their budget book in front of them, they can have the flyer there so they can look at it and say, oh, okay, we do have this many students that go here, here, and here, or looking a little bit more detailed about it so that we have graphs that they can easily see.
Okay, we already talked about the community engagement methods, the flyer we already talked about. We have a board engagement check-in. Anybody do anything? It's in the holidays, so.
Yeah,
probably
I
not.
just attended all the, the functions here
Yeah.
at school, so.
Yeah.
We also saw Santa at the library,
Oh,
which was lovely.
who was Santa? Was that you?
I'm actually judging the science fair at Windsor High School next week.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome. We already talked about the LED light changeover, crosswalk update. Do you have any update on the crosswalk?
Not much. I'm working with regional planning. They have a gentleman that's strictly transportation, and we went over the booklet that gives the criteria. And soon we'll be working on the language for the letter. And then the question becomes, do we send it? Does regional planning send it? Do we send a joint letter with everybody signing off on it? And I'm not sure what will be the most effective, but I'm relying on him to give us some advice, the best way to handle it.
Well, it just struck up my memory.
Yes.
So Vince and I, in a community engagement, we were here for the holiday showcase.
Yeah.
And it was very evident that we need a crosswalk.
Yeah.
It is not safe. There was so many people that attended that morning that they were busing people up the street. So, the church parking lot literally was full. But some people didn't want to wait for the bus because he was trying to wait, as many people as he could. And so people were just walking back and forth. And then of course you have like the busy commuters.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
it just-
It's crazy.
Vince and I both looked at each other and I said, if ever we needed a crosswalk, like this morning, I wish somebody was here to visualize this because this is so sketchy right now. And, I'm just gonna say it now while it's on my mind. Maybe, what I had said too to Vince was, I really feel strongly that we should have a sheriff's presence for
Yes.
any event that we are going to be doing,
Or-
anything like that.
Yeah, we are.
Because there was nobody down there other than the bus, and there was a lot going on. There was people turning in and out of the church, turning in and out of school. You had people going, both ways on Route 5, and there was not a sheriff to be found. And I just feel like if one had been parked, kind of on the side of the road with lights on, people would have at least slowed down. And I just don't want anything to happen. Like, I feel like we have these things in the calendar planned out enough. We have a good relationship with them. We should be able to reach out and say, we have this big event coming up in the morning. Can you please park a vehicle down there and just watch?
And I'll take ownership for that, because I didn't even think about calling the sheriff's department on that. Usually we have our staff park out on the field.
Yeah.
But we had ice
couldn't,
and
yeah.
snow, we couldn't do that, so we had to take up the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so we were able to have the bus company be able to.
And it worked great.
And
It
it
was
was
great.
it was just people
Yeah.
didn't wait, and we were promising them we
Yeah.
will not start the show until everybody gets up here.
Yeah.
And we did have angry people that, showed up at 8:10 and said, where's the parking at? "Oh, down by the church, for a show that starts at 8:15. So
And it wasn't even the people crossing, it
It
was
was the
more
other traffic.
just so much
Yeah.
traffic and like people turning in and out of all places and going straight that, again, anytime you see flashing lights and a sheriff's
Oh, absolutely,
present, they're
I'll
gonna
slow down.
slow down.
Absolutely.
So, nothing happened, but just in the future, I feel like every event we have, it's like, we always say the same thing, wow, I can't believe how many people turned out, but it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and so I just feel like that should just be part of what's the word,
Well, we
like
can put
the.
into next year's budget a parking garage.
Yeah, but that could kind of be part of just in the planning of an event like that, just, I'm gonna call the sheriff and see who can
Yeah.
come that morning and give them the time frame. I just think it would be
Nope,
in our best interest.
It's a great idea. So, absolutely.
Want any tragedies?
No,
John, were they willing to the crosswalk without the sidewalks?
You need a 3-foot curb, and that's what we don't have.
Okay.
So whether we can get them to create the curb, that's the big question right there. There are provisions where you don't have to have a sidewalk, but you gotta have full 3 feet.
Well, I got a cement mixer.
Every requirement to
Do we have to have lighting, like the lights?
You don't have to, but I think that's
We're
very
so
helpful.
rural, I think we
Yeah.
should, or I think that should be considered.
like that flashing,
Yeah,
Well, they have the new ones that are solar.
Yeah, right,
So-
right.
Yep.
But, yeah, in that area, if you're just kind of going along, you come up on it really quickly. Oh, crosswalk.
Yeah.
Random place.
Okay. All right, so that's it does anyone have anything else they want to talk about tonight? Nope. So we have setting the next agenda. So I guess we'll do a more final budget information session
Yep.
presentation.
Maybe we can just,
We can review our community budget engagement methods.
yeah,
and
just make sure everybody's set for their days.
Yep.
Yeah.
The flyer should be done and out already by then. We can do another board engagement check-in, but that's kind of with the community engagement, so,
That's what we'll be doing.
are you gonna have any updates on your 2 projects?
Hopefully.
Okay, so we'll have updates on the LED and the crosswalk. Also, this will probably be part of the administrative report, but John had asked me about, having, Christine and Larry, do a report because, I guess over in Claremont, they had the money missing, and part of what was found was that the school board wasn't
Part of it.
watching well enough, and it just would be good to know what we could do to prevent something like that, and what they.
The audit to the layperson isn't a peanut counter, is really hard to wade through. So I think if we had Larry come in and point out, I challenge you to go into that audit and find out whether we had a surplus or a deficit. And, show, just like that, just the bottom line.
Uh-huh.
And just an overview of the audit, so next year, oh, I gotta look at page. And actually, and very important at the audit are the findings,
Uh-huh.
which tells you whether you're doing things right. And that part looked good. That we're following procedures. And then when you get into the numbers thing, you just glaze over. It's really difficult to read.
Yeah. So Becky, I don't know how the budget, how the board agenda is done, but, underneath the administrative report, we would like, just a report on the audit. Like an explanation of the audit and the findings.
And it's gone past far enough now, maybe we can put it off to a March meeting. Because it sounds like
Yeah.
February.
I mean,
Okay, all right, well, okay,
we've got enough.
okay.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave it off February, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll skip that for February and I'll put a note for the audit
The
for
good
March.
thing is we have audits, they did
Yeah.
not have audits, so we're already.
Yeah.
We are, but it's important for the board to understand at least
Oh, yeah.
what it says.
The audit
And
explanation.
maybe we can get a copy. It's probably large, but maybe we should just have a
Yeah,
copy
like
before March. That way if there's
It's like
questions.
63
We
pages.
can ask Larry.
Uh-huh.
63 pages?
It's pretty long.
Okay. Well, if it's electronic,
Uh-huh.
I would love a copy.
Yeah.
Just to,
Well, it's on the SU.
oh, is it?
That's your website?
I didn't know it was.
Okay. We don't need a
Nope.
executive session. Our next meeting, February 10th, right? Is that what we said? Yeah, February 10th at 6:30, same time, same place.
Yep.
Move to adjourn.
Okay. Take a vote to adjourn, I guess. Any
Whoa,
discussion?
whoa, whoa, yeah.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we're all done. Thank you, everybody.